Hello first grade, so today we're going to work with nature to create a crayon watercolor resist. And so you're going to get a piece of paper and I need you to write your name and the day you have art, day A, day B, day C. You're going to flip it over and out on your tables I'm going to have these texture rubbing plates of different types of leaves. Lots of different types. You can pick the one you like the most and start with that one. And then I have some crayons. These crayons don't have any wrappers on them, so we can use the side of them. If I don't have crayons like this, I have the traditional crayons with the wrappers. You can still use those. It doesn't matter. I'll show you how to use the side if you don't have wrappers and how to use the tip if you do have wrappers. So you're going to take these rubbing plates and you're going to put one just randomly underneath your paper. You can feel where it is. And the way that you want to place it is you want to place the bumpiest side, the side with the lines, up. The side where the lines are going down, the veins of the leaves are going down, you're going to end up getting this whole rectangle rubbed. So you want to flip it so where the veins and the edges of the leaves, those lines are poking up. You're going to slide it under your paper randomly, feel where it is. And then if you have crayons without wrappers, you can just take the side of the crayon and color right over the top of that leaf until you get the whole edge of the leaf. Just like that. Okay? And then you can pick a different leaf and lay it somewhere else. The leaves can touch and overlap. And you can pick a different color crayon. I'm going to use the green, and I'm going to show you that you can use the tip of the crayon without a problem. So if I don't have any crayons out that are without wrappers, you can just use the tip, and it works just as easily. And just check before you move your paper that you've gotten the whole leaf, the tips and the edges. And I want you to do random colors, lots of different colors, and I want you to keep doing leaf rubbings until they fill the paper. You can use any colors that interest you. Now, to do a rubbing correctly, you don't want the paper to move, so you really want to hold the paper in place. I moved the paper a little bit, and so I've kind of got two edges to this little leaf or bud here. And you want to keep doing this until the leaves fill up your paper. And you can do the same leaf more than once, or you can just do different leaves each time you do a rubbing. And your leaves can run off the edge of the paper and they can overlap and touch. Alright, so I feel like that's probably enough leaves. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So about 10 leaves on your paper, touching, overlapping, running off the edges is very interesting to look at. And now you're going to paint and do the watercolor resist behind. So you're going to get a placemat to go under your work. If your paper fits on a manila paper, then you can do a manila placemat. Otherwise, you'll do the blue placemat if your paper's too big. You're going to need a water basin and a watercolor tray. Now, some of these look empty, but they truly are not empty. So that's empty, but these here have a little bit of paint in the bottom. Okay, so you're going to pick a color. And you can choose one color to paint your whole paper, which I think looks nice, but if you want, you can do some random colors and let them touch and run together. So you want to pick the color that you're going to use, and you want to get a puddle of water on top. So you dip your paintbrush in the water and you pull the bristles of your paintbrush against the edge of the oval, and that water in your paintbrush comes out and sits on top of the color that you want to use. Then you're going to take your paintbrush and gently tap, tap, tap the bristles of your paintbrush to underneath the water to the paint. And you just kind of tap, and that mixes the water with the paint and changes the water into that paint color. And you're painting the water, not the paint itself. So you're not trying to dig that paint out of the bottom. You're painting the water that's sitting on top. And by taking your paintbrush and tap, tap, tapping the bottom edge of the paint, it changes the water color to the paint color. And then as you paint your paper, the crayon will pop through the watercolor because it's a crayon watercolor resist. The crayon is made of wax and it pushes that watercolor off the, pushes that paint, the watercolor off the crayon so you can see through and see your crayon. So I've run out of water on top of my purple, so I'm going to get some more water, dip my paintbrush in the water, pull it against the oval, tap, 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 and continue to paint. You want to fill in all the white spaces. I'm painting all in the same direction horizontally across the paper. And instead of painting like up and down and side to side, it looks nicer and it helps me to fill it in more completely. Okay, so once you have your entire paper painted, you're going to take your paper and put it on the drying rack to dry. You're going to put your placemat away. If it's a blue placemat, you need to wipe it off with a paper towel to dry it. Put your paint tray back in the drawer, and I'll probably come around and get the bowls of water.